visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, good thing I'm wearing black because apparently Johnny Depp is making a return to Hollywood. Now, I am shocked. I am surprised. Johnny Depp is 62 and he is returning back to the big screens. Not only does he allegedly have a deal on the table with Disney for the new part 6 of Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, that's a franchise that has lived many years, many years, and also Johnny Depp's acting career has pretty much been put on a halt since Amber Heard and the whole divorce that he went through and then the court trials. So because of that, Johnny Depp is trying to make a return to the acting industry. However, what is for certain is that he has a role on playing Ebenezer Scrooge. Actually, ooh, I can't wait to see that on what was it? A Christmas Story, A Christmas Tale. Wow, as many times as I've watched that movie, A Christmas Carol. So many A Christmas movies, but yes, A Christmas Carol. So I can't wait to see Johnny Depp up there on the screen playing Ebenezer Scrooge. I can see him now. It's almost perfect and symbolic if you think about it. You would think of it as Johnny Depp, the old grumpy man that has been bittered and beaten down by life. And then, I mean, not saying that Johnny Depp doesn't want anybody else to get ahead of the game, but just when you're down, you just want everybody else to be down. So you're crabby and old and stuffy. Nobody likes you, but people are still around you because you pay them, they work for you, but they really wouldn't be around you if they wasn't getting paid by you. So that kind of thing. You could somewhat say that was where Johnny Depp was in his life. So for him to pull that out and be Ebenezer Scrooge, a round of applause for that one, literally. But I'm going to call out this news article website, Yahoo. I don't know who is writing your articles, but every time I come across an article for anybody, really, it's always Yahoo that's giving a negative perspective. And this, I mean, thank you, Yahoo, because we need the opposite voice out there. Because apparently it is a hot debate that Johnny Depp is returning and feeling as though this is his redemption arc and that he's trying to revive his career and that this is senseless. So I'm surprised. I'm flabbergasted. I did not know people felt that way about Johnny Depp, that people's images and perspective of him has still been changed. It's honestly like Jonathan Majors, but I digress here. So because of that, I'm surprised, and there's many articles out there saying, "Is Johnny Depp making a Hollywood? Can Johnny Depp make a Hollywood comeback?" And because of that, I was just like, "Thank you, news articles." There was at least 3 with that exact same title, and I'm like, "Thank you guys. You gave me exactly the ammunition I needed to do a reading." So we're gonna find out right here, right now. Can Johnny Depp make a Hollywood comeback? So with that being said, I'm going to shuffle some cards. Also, speaking of Johnny Depp, I mean, symbolically, he could be making a Hollywood comeback because tell me why Sleeping Hollow on Paramount Plus is the 9th or 4th most streamed movie right now. And it could just be because it's spooky Halloween season and it's the week of Halloween and it's October. So every horror movie is really going to spike up and hike up in numbers. But the fact that Johnny Depp symbolically has a movie that's trending right now, just when he's getting ready to make a comeback in the in the acting career, I just find that really interesting. I'm sorry, that plane that's flying by sounded really weird. It was giving a wah wah. I'm just like, what is that flying in the air? So anyway, y'all know baby Crone is on her toes. So back to Johnny Depp. Let's see. Wow. I like that card. And the first card that popped out for Johnny Depp, no card better, is the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles representing his artistry, his craft, his physical career, his money maker, his bread and butter, anything, his money bag, his ka-chang, however you want to phrase it, what the pentacles symbolize for you. That's exactly in his element right now. This is his prime. This is his time to jump right into the career. So let's see what's surrounding this. Let's see what he's almost like teleporting into, because that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. If you guys could see it, it's like a bullseye. Like you're about to jump into the center, and we're about to see where this is going to lead him. Where's this journey, this Ace of Pentacles, going to lead him? At his foundation, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Are we going backwards, or how we rolling? Let's see. Ooh, the Three of Swords. But honestly, I like that in his past because that explains a lot, especially when it comes to his career. And even better, the Eight of Swords in his present moment, along with this Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, spot on how he's feeling in this exact moment. I can see it. Oh, speaking about working on his craft, I saw it and I'm probably manifested it, but the the Eight of Pentacles popped up. So there's two things that I've noticed here. We have a clear division between swords energy, which is air energy, and Pentacles energy, which is earth energy. What makes it so great is that they're both masculine, feminine, masculine in their respective order. So because of that, they have a sense of commonality and unity that they can bring together. It's not like they're polar opposites. It's not like they can get each other because they have some sort of connection because it's masculine, and masculine, feminine. It's not that kind of energy. So because of that, it's much more fluid because it's masculine, feminine. So all that to be said, what I see in this dynamic and how this energy is moving for Johnny Depp is that it's very transformative, for two reasons. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Three of Swords in the past, but then we're moving to the Eight of Pentacles. So we went from the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Pentacles. And the fact that the Ace of Pentacles is in the center and ruling is two great things. So that shows an evolution. We're going from this stuck energy, from feeling as though you have done all this work and transformation, but it's time to cocoon it. It's time to show and unveil your new side of yourself. And you transform into that hard work, hard energy, and putting it all into your career. So we see that evolution of an arc, but we also see that the fact that Pentacles is dominating and he came out as the Ace of Pentacles symbolizes that this is in his favor more, and that whatever this sword energy is, he's outgrowing and it's in his past. Literally, even though it's showing up in his present moment, moving forward, it's all pentacles, especially down here at that bottom. So it symbolizes that nice transition. So because of that, those are the two things that I'm seeing. The few things, honestly, that's striking out at me before I even deep dive into each card individually. So with that being said, let's just break it down. So with this Ace of Pentacles, as I said, this is Johnny Depp turning a new leaf in his career, even though he may be going back to Pirates of the Caribbean, this new role, Ebenezer Scrooge, because we know that's definitely on the table. That could be something new for him, a new thing for him to do, a new mindset, but also it's a great place in his career, especially for mentally where he is. I said it before and I'll say it and I will say it again. Ebenezer Scrooge is like the embodiment of Johnny Depp and how he's been experiencing this whole Amber Heard and losing the career. And you would just think that you would just think somebody like that would be better. Like the Three of Swords show, that heartache, that break, it hurt him emotionally and both mentally. He took a psychological blow. That was He hit rock bottom. He didn't have to go financially broke to hit rock bottom. So because of that, he hit rock bottom on a different level that he probably wasn't even expecting or even know could happen. So because of that, he had to rise himself up out of that energy, which we see right here with this Eight of Swords. But it's still time for that energy. That energy is still in its marinating, incubating phase. So it still has to unveil itself. But the Eight of Swords is always a sense of feeling trapped, but you're not really trapped. You're just trapping yourself and you're not choosing to look beyond the situation. And I always say, if you just change your perspective and how you view it, then you really realize that you are the one that is holding yourself back. So that could be the fears inside of himself, the fears that people won't see that he's changed, the fears of like that Yahoo article that I was talking about. And if it's really true that people are divided about Johnny Depp making a return to the screen, that's all being because people are judging him on his past. And if you want to say it in that way, he feels like he's being crucified literally and he's hung up for everybody to judge him, and he's just like, well, when am I ever going to be able to get down and relive my life and have a new opportunity, resurrect basically. And I did not come up with that. I literally read an article that says that Johnny Depp's movie Sleeping Hollow resurrects. So because of that, it just shows you that in this time it's a weirdly a spiritual undertone, even though I don't see any major arcana cards, but the type of work he had to do was all that inner work, and that's definitely spiritual, because going within, you got to have some armor and tough skin. And just like this butterfly, it's hell to transform, but the butterfly looks so beautiful on the other side. You don't think about what it's like having to go from an incy bincy caterpillar to this big butterfly, and this caterpillar was like this dense material, and now you just look like a light fluffy airy butterfly. So you just got to think about that transformation. You could only crawl at first, and now you can fly. And we're not going to talk about how that transformation is traumatizing, but I digress. I digress. The life of the world and the insects. So because of that, and that's their way of life, and that is Johnny Depp's way of life. And he is standing here with this Nine of Pentacles, saying that while he has accomplished his everything, he's achieved everything, he's reached his pentacle, he still has a name and reputation that follows him, and his work shows and proves that we can put aside Johnny Depp, whatever he went through. It's been a few years, and I think it's been a year or two since, I think the trials was just last year. So it's been about a year for everybody to get this all died out of their system. And now he's coming back to the screen. Usually they return after a year. So because of that, it's now time for Johnny Depp to make a reemergence. But he's still on top of his game. He's still got his acting game. Just because he's 62, don't count him out. So because of that, we see that whatever life has held him back, he still shows up and is still ready to put his best foot forward and remain professional no matter what the situation. It's not like he's going to go into this acting all cocky headed, thinking that this is going to be his big redemption arc and that he's the head macho in charge. And yeah, I got this head role and I'm still reigning top while Amber Heard fled the country. So, he's not coming from that perspective. He's coming from a much more mature, much more refined, much more elegant and classy perspective. So because of that, it just shows you just how much decorum, how much demure that Johnny Depp has, that it allows him to still be able to get jobs after that disastrous breakup. So because of that, that's in Johnny Depp's favor, which is exactly why, like I said, he's a hard worker. He has played in classics. He played in movies that are going to go down in history. So because of that, all the hard work that he has put into himself, into his reputation, into his career, into just his life period, it's going to start showing that he's been doing the work. like this Eight of Swords shows. The caterpillar has been doing the work to become the butterfly. We just have to wait for it to come out of its cocoon. And that's exactly what it is with Johnny Depp. We just have to wait for him to come out of hibernation, out of the acting dungeon basement, and come to the family room and let's all have a get together party. So, because of that, that's what we have to wait for with Johnny Depp. So, I'm just going to shuffle a few cards. I'm just going to shuffle and pick a few cards to symbolize the sentiment around Johnny Depp's career. The oracles will tell us if this is a positive comeback, this will be a neutral comeback, if it'll be a bumpy start comeback, but ultimately be good in the future. Or is it just going to just flat out just be like a no, and he should have just left acting go when Amber Heard destroyed his career? So with that, we have the sun, of course, in his favor, as I was saying. A baby, okay. Like I was saying, he's on a new journey and babies are new. And then the next card, ooh, bloodline. I like that. The bloodline says that there is, you know what, honestly, the best, excuse me. Wow, I'm always burping when I'm coming on camera. But the best thing I could say about this bloodline, and that I always say when it pops up, when I come to these spiritually heavy readings, but I don't see anything that has a major arcana card to it or anything that would signify a spiritual burden. But with the bloodline, I always symbolize that I say that there just has to be some sort of divine timing with everything in Johnny Depp's life. Like this was just written in the stars that he was supposed to experience all of this just so he can have this moment. Maybe his career needed to be teared down then just for it to be built back up now. And it's going to be built up even stronger. I mean, not saying he had a terrible career then, but you know, sometimes when you think that you have the best, you just happen to lose it. And then what comes after it is even better and even greater. And you're just like, oh my God, I didn't realize there was more. So because of that, that's the kind of energy that I'm seeing with his career, but not saying that he's going to be like, can anything really top Pirates of the Caribbean, but just symbolically in the sense of the energy of how Johnny Depp is making a return. This is going to be an overall positively received comeback, regardless of what the media says. Maybe they'll be in the holly jolly Christmas mood and they'll see Johnny Depp in a different spirit because the Grinch stole their heart. Literally, oh my God, and metaphorically. So because of that, I see the sun here, which is all about exposing things, putting things on display and in the limelight, which is exactly what Johnny Depp is doing. He is stepping out of the darkness, out of the shadows, and out of the shade, and into the sun, where he could be seen and be recognized as an actor, rather than somebody who used to be an actor and fell to the wayside. Johnny Depp is not done. He is coming from underneath the rocks. And we're exactly seeing a baby or a fresh new energy that symbolizes when it comes to his career, he's ready. He has a fresh attitude, a fresh mindset, maybe acting as a different place in his heart. Maybe there's some roles that he may, like I said, this could be reading too deep into it, but it could just be something about whatever Amber Heard taught him in that whole ordeal. It's going to change him as an actor and maybe how he acts. But all times tell about how Johnny Depp performs as an actor. And I'm honestly going to be waiting and judging. So with that being said, with the baby, there's just that fresh sense of energy that there's this newness. And that newness goes along exactly. Sorry about that, guys. I was on a roll and I refused to take a sip when I needed to take a sip. But with that being said, this baby energy is that sense of going along with that Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles can even metaphorically be a baby, because the baby is a literal new physical thing that's been birthed. Just like the earth, when you plant something, a tree and a seed pops out. Well, a seed, a baby coincide with each other. So the Ace of Pentacles and the baby doubles down on the fact that this new journey that he's taking with his acting career, we're just going to honestly have to wait and see what he brings us to the screen. So with that being said, I can't wait to see it, Johnny Depp, and it looks very good and positive high hopes for you. And honestly, I wouldn't expect anything less from Johnny Depp. He's an amazing, great actor. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. No, I'll just leave that alone. I was going to pull some cards on if Amber Heard ruined his career, but it's such a positive reading that I'm just like, you know what? Let's forget Amber and leave her in the past, because this is all about Johnny Depp and his sunshine and his spotlight. So let's not focus on what devastated him and broke him. Let's just focus on how he's rebranding and building himself into a better new person. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. I really enjoyed it. It was positive energy and positive vibes for Johnny Depp with his, can he make a comeback can he make a Hollywood comeback? And the card said yes. He definitely can make that Hollywood comeback. And I can't wait to see that Hollywood comeback. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I surely did. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. And if you enjoyed Johnny Depp, share this with anybody that's into news of tarot, into Johnny Depp, into Christmas movies like Ebenezer Scrooge's A Christmas Carol. Share that with somebody that's into that and see if this passes their vibe check for Ebenezer. Anyway, I digress. That's also a really great movie. That's that in A Christmas Story are top notch for me. So that being said, enough with the classics and nostalgia. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and leave your comments down below. Do you want to see Johnny Depp back on the screen? Are you excited to see him play Ebenezer? And with that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!